Welcome to the Marine Channel. My name's David. We're on the Fairline stand at the Düsseldorf Boat Show to show you a really exciting new boat. This is Fairline's first sportsbridge boat, and it's created quite a stir in the market, and in fact it's just won the Motorboat and Yachting Sports Cruisers over 45-foot award. We want to give you a full tour. Let's go and have a look. So the Phantom name, which they've adopted here, is actually a moniker that they've used in the past. They used to have two ranges of Flybridge boats, the Squadron and the Phantom, and they kind of consolidated those and kept the Squadron name but dropped the Phantom name. So it was very easy, obviously, to pick it up again and use it for this boat, and it's a nice nod to the past, really. Right, let's have a look at this amazing bathing platform and everything that we've got going on here. I think there's loads of features to pick up. The most obvious one is this great seat we've got here. Sit down, look out over the ocean, and it's a really nice place to chill and relax. The platform itself is a high-low platform, obviously, but what's nice is you still retain a little bit of the platform, which obviously isn't going to drop into the water. If I just come over here, now this is something which is a real boon. So this is a shower, so come out of the sea and you've got a shower, but it's a standing shower rather than something on a hose that you're just going to hold yourself, and feels a little bit more sophisticated and civilized, I guess. Under here is a tender garage, which will take a Williams 345, so plenty of space in there. And if I come over here and just pop this up, in here we have a crew cabin. Now it's not a huge crew cabin, but it's kind of fully functioning, and it's, if nothing else, it'd be a really nice extra bed for children or whatever it might be. Also, you've got a loo and basin there, so I guess if you're in and out of the water, you can get to the loo and saves you having to go into the main part of the boat. Let's close that down. So let's go up onto the boat itself and have a look in the cockpit. Right, as I walk up into the cockpit, we've got a really nice wide access way and a cool gate there, which is all illuminated. In fact, the illumination on this boat is a real, I think it's a really cool feature. You can see it everywhere. It's under every seat and just really nice sort of trimming. So in the cockpit itself, we've got some great seating and two kind of areas, I guess. So we've got the main traditional bench seat, which runs across the width of the boat, and then we've got another area here. This is under full cover of the overhang, obviously, so great shade and a nice little window protecting you there as well. We've got a huge table, so this is folded at the moment, and this will just pop over and create one huge dining area. So really nicely kind of laid out, but also tucks away, so frees up access to get down to this side of the cockpit. We've got some huge wide Flybridge stairs, and we'll go up there in a second. But also, while we're out here, in here, got a really nice sort of fridge area in there, but also here we've got these really smartly illuminated switches which control lighting and bits and bobs for out here. But a really nice cockpit. Now, because this is a sports bridge, the overhang really sort of stops here, so it doesn't cover the sun pad, but what you have got is this pull-out awning, or electrically operated awning, which comes out and gives some extra shade should you need it over the seating and the huge sun pad here. Now, before I go down, I'm just going to show you this. So under here we have what is quite a deep fender store. I don't know if you're just having a look in here, but it also is deep enough to accommodate a sea bob, which obviously is the norm these days, but a really handy locker, and doesn't mean you're walking around side decks carrying fenders and things. So let's flop those back. Let's now go around to the bow of the boat, and then we'll have a look at the Flybridge later. Right, as we come down, I think one thing that strikes you is this huge windscreen, which is unbroken. I think that's going to give a great view once we're inside there. But let's come around onto the foredeck and I'll come into this seating area because this is really quite special. So again, there's two zones, which is great. So you've got this seated area with a table, which is great for just relaxing. Again, if you're stern to mooring, it gives you that bit of privacy. But up here, you've got speakers, so you can have music up here. And we've got these great pop-up lights, which sit down in there, but at night, they'll make a really kind of nice ambient light. Two sun pads, and again, these drop down here to give you extra seating. So it's a really good size sociable area to enjoy the sun. Now there is, if we look here, you've got some places in there to put in poles, and you can put a sunshade up there on 4 poles so you can get a bit of shade if you need it. If we just go up forward, got all the anchor gear in here, so chunky cleats there, and just lifting there you've got your windlass, and you can just see the start of the chain. So all very functional, and it kind of feels quite safe here if you're kneeling down. The rails themselves are really solid, really chunky. They're not that high, but they are really kind of solid. And we've got these illuminated deck lights again, which at night would kind of make the whole side decks appear blue, and that extends right round all the seating area. Right, let's go and have a look at the Flybridge. Right, as I come up these really coolly illuminated steps, what you do notice is they're really huge pads. There's no chance of missing your footing there, which is really reassuring. Now, the downside to a sports bridge is obviously your Flybridge is much smaller than it would be on the equivalent boat. And I guess the equivalent for this boat is the Squadron 68. But this is still a really good sized Flybridge. Now back here, we have what is quite a large dining area. Now these tables obviously will fold in, so if you're not actually eating, they slide away and it becomes a drinks table. But if you are wanting to eat, then it folds out into a really good sized table, and you'll seat what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 easily, something like that. Wet bar here, just pop these up. It's got a really nice sized sink and a griddle here. And then underneath we have a fridge and an ice maker. So there's no need to go down below for eating and drinking. You can do most of it up here, obviously. So let's go forward. And there's 2 areas here. So we've got this really nice seating area, which again you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is a nice place to sit anyway, but it's a nice place to sit while you're on passage. So we've got potential for 6 people here and a couple of people over by the helm. This boat isn't fitted with a hardtop. It has the soft bimini, but a hardtop is available obviously, but it's quite a nice alternative. Now let's just jump into the helm seat, because this is where it all happens obviously. Now the first thing that you notice is the view. I've got a perfect angle down, so my eye line skims the top of what is the roof for downstairs, but I've got a view. I can see the seating area on the bow there. I can see the bow really clearly, and I've got a good 180-degree view. Looking aft, obviously you've got a bit of a restriction there, but it's not bad at all. The helm itself has a really nice feel to it. Everything is easily at hand, don't have to reach too far. I've got a large MFD in front of me, which might be a little bit far, but I've got a remote so I can control it from there as well. But it's a lovely place to fit. We've got little cubby holes for bits and bobs. We've got wireless phone charger in there, and it feels really nice. And I think it's just so stylish, and it's got a real sports feel to it. This kind of red detailing, the switching, just feels really cool and really sporty. So I just love it, I have to say. Right, let's go and see the interior of the boat. Right, as we come into the interior, there are various zones here, and this is identified initially by this nice wooden floor we've got here. It feels great and looks great, but it's really practical as well, because it means that if you've got wet feet, sandy feet, you're not going to get that into the carpet. We're greeted initially by the galley in a great position. Obviously, we've got the dining area here, we'll have a look at in a second, but we've got that outside dining area just there, so really easy to transport food. Plenty of worktops. We've got this nice sort of serving situation here. But if we look over here, we've got decent sized fridge. We've got a freezer under there. We've got a nice sized sink under there. We've got a Miele 4-ring hob and oven down here, and plenty of storage. So we've got drawers with the cutlery, we've got cupboards go right under here, and on this side we've got what is the bar, drinks area, and really cool lighting in there as well. So opposite that we've got interior seating, so lovely C-shaped seating here, and we've got a nice fold-out table. Table is in its sort of drinking position at the moment, but if we open that out, I think it's really worth looking at this, because what you have got is this beautiful inlay here, which just gives it a real classy feel to it, and just detail like these nice rubber stops here, so that when we fold it down it's not going to be banging wood on wood there. So just fold that back there. So that's kind of zone one. Let's go forward again and we come into this second, and this is really the kind of social interior lounging area. And it's huge. I mean, you've got two sofas, one on either side, huge C-shaped one here. And again, we've got the same table which folds out, and you can see the same inlay there. So it's a great area. And because we've got the sports bridge, the benefit of the sports bridge is we get this retractable electric roof here. So this can close up. It has windows in it when it's closed, but this gives you brings the outside in really. So we get sun and we get fresh air with that closed up. But look at the size of these side windows. Vast. The views out there are going to be amazing. Even when you're sitting down, you know, that's my eye level. I've got plenty of view from there, and I'm going to see the water and the sky. So sort of good range of view. Okay, let's go forward to the helm. And the helm on this boat is really special. So this one's set up with the twin screens. We've got a smaller Garmin screen down here. Again, they're a little bit far away, but we have the remote down here to be able to control those screens. This boat is fitted with C18 Caterpillars, 1,150 horsepower, which gives about 31 knots. So it's a pretty sprightly boat. Everything else is close at hand. You've got bow and stern thrusters, you've got all your controls, you've got trim tabs down here, and it's really nicely set up. It's also really nicely set up for your co-driver, your navigator, because even sitting over here, they've got a great view. And this screen, being totally unbroken up, gives a massive view out there. Here we've just got a little cubby hole in which we've got the fire extinguisher stuff. We've got the Seakeeper control there for your gyro stabilizer, and it can be a little bit of cubby hole as well, but you've got your engine start and stop in there as well. Some fresh air vents there if it's getting a bit warm inside, and cup holders and sort of fiddle trays down here. Again, you've got this really cool lighting, so they've got the red lighting down here. But it's a really nice driving position, and these seats are staggeringly comfortable, really nicely done. Just over this side, bit of storage in here, just a cubby hole there and a tray there, just for sort of knickknacks and stuff. So let's go down. So in this sort of lobby area, we've got a really nice feel to it, and the quality of the fabrics on the walls here are just stunning, and the woodwork. Everything is just finished to a really high standard. Now there's various layouts you can have down here. There is an extended VIP, which comes further back. This isn't that model. This has been spec'd by a customer. This boat's actually going out to Hong Kong as soon as it's finished at the show. But let's start up here in the VIP. So here we've got a really nice double cabin. This is in the bow, obviously. Double bed with good side access, and you've got these side hull windows. So again, lying in bed, you'd have a really good view out over the water. If I just come around here, what I think is a really nice feature, look at that door. So we've got the same inlaid wood as we had on the table. It just flows throughout. Really nice inset TV there. Decent sized wardrobe there, and on each side of the bed you've got a really useful fiddle tray. We've got USB charging, we've got main power sockets, and as I say, that view out from the bedroom. On the other side, we've got the same situation, but we also have a fusion controller there. Now, the ensuite for this cabin is really nice. We've got beautifully finished sink, loo, and a decent sized shower cubicle, walk-in shower cubicle with a seat, plenty of mirrors, plenty of storage, and again, got that sort of hotel feel to it, I guess. Now, if we come out here, I should say that that ensuite is actually the day heads as well. So you do share that, and there's a door here, but that just goes through there. So if we come into this cabin, and just notice again the inlaid woodwork there. So here we've got a twin. These are actually fixed berths. You can actually have them on electric motors, so they slide together and create a double. Nice TV, again we've got a fusion controller there, aircon controller, decent size storage, hanging space in there, and again those huge hull windows there to give you that view out. Now this one has its own ensuite. We've got exactly the same, probably a fraction smaller, but really nicely kitted out and perfectly usable. Shower, loo and sink there with storage and all the rest of it. Now with this boat, the layout on this is such that it has a little utility room. So this could be a little bunk room, but the owner has spec'd this. So it's got just general storage, but in here you've actually got a second fridge and freezer. But again, it's just littered with storage. So this is just that kind of, I suppose, a bit of a workspace, store space, but additional refrigeration there. Now, I know we normally associate washing machines and things with utility areas, but that's actually tucked here away. So that's a washer dryer there. And on the opposite side, in here, we have all the main breakers. So if you were at the helm, which is literally just up there above us, and you needed to get down to something quickly, it's fairly close at hand. Right. The pièce de résistance of this boat is this master cabin. And just look at this. Full beam with huge hull windows, and I mean huge. And you can really see what a view you're going to get. We're indoors at Dusseldorf at the moment, but you know, that would be a sunny bay, it would be, I don't know, watching the kids paddleboarding, whatever. But we've got a really nice central bed, plenty of room either side of it. On this side we've got a desk, a little storage in there, drawers and little cubby holes in there, plenty of space for knickknacks. I've got to show you this little stool down here. It tucks away nicely, but it actually hinges out like that. It's a really cool mechanism. So you can sit down or it just flops in there, which I love. On the other side, you've got the same kind of bedside stuff with storage, but quite a nice sofa and a TV built into the wall there, so you can watch TV in bed. Okay, let's have a look through here. So in here, we have a really good sized wardrobe in there with hanging space and cubby holes and for knickknacks. And then the main ensuite, which again is really special. You kind of have to be here to appreciate the quality, but it is literally like a hotel bathroom. So lovely basin, storage everywhere, all those mirrors have storage behind them, electric loo there, and that shower cubicle is huge. Rainfall shower, and look at that window, looking out over the water. Right, that's the accommodation. Let's pop up and have a look at the engines. So down here we have the two Caterpillar C18s. Now the head height in this engine room is brilliant. Let me just take the camera. I'm 6'2" and standing up comfortably, but we've got the engines here, those amazing exhaust systems. Just give you a quick tour around. Fuel filters, nicely accessible. See the bowls clearly. The main power distribution, battery charging and management there, more filters there. And then if we just look after there, how do I get around there? We've got aircon, Jenny. Now what you do have here is the tender garage, which I guess intrudes slightly, but there's still plenty of room down here. Tanks either side there. And these stunning engines. Okay, let's hop up again. Right, that's everything there is to see. We love the boat. We think it's got a superb, luxurious, classy feel to it, but also has that real sports feel to it with all that trim and lighting and all the rest of it they employ to give that amazing kind of feel to it. The boat drives amazingly well, we already know, and is selling really well as well. So congratulations to Fairline on their first sports bridge, and I really like the fact that they've dusted off the Phantom name, sort of nod to the past there. So I hope you've enjoyed the tour. If you have, please do subscribe, tick that little bell button down there so you can have alerts, and do like the video. And if you would like to comment, we'd love to hear what you think about the boat as well. So thanks very much, and we'll see you on the next video.